Hello, everyone. My name is DJ Neeks, also known as Papaneeks, and I decided to make this, and I'm making it with a saddened heart. This past Memorial Day weekend, we lost one of the longest running, most influential content creators and just overall gosh, I don't even know how to properly put this into words. Um, Someone who has been a very large influence in YouTube and in the gaming industry for a very long time. Someone who I have been quite a fan of for a number of years, and that is John TotalBiscuit Bain, who sadly lost a long, I think it was maybe a year-long battle with stage 4 colon cancer. He was only 33 years old, which I guess hits a little close since I'm not that far away from that age myself. Um, Total Biscuit was a very strong, opinionated, uh, very strong stanced type of person who would feel very strongly about things, but he was pretty well respected in the YouTube community and the gaming community, as well as even people who work in the gaming industry, because he very often had a lot of very insightful reviews and critiques on various different aspects, whether it was certain games and certain developers and studios, um, whether it was certain practices that certain studios and such would do in the gaming industry that he would be a big proponent of fighting against, such as microtransactions, loot boxes, pre-ordering. That was always something he always strongly advised against. He was someone who would delve and speak about a lot of those different types of issues. Was he loved by everybody? No. There were times where some things he would take a strong stance on or have a strong opinion about would rub people the wrong way. Um, and sadly, a lot of people I have been seeing have actually been taking this opportunity since he's passed to say very awful, terrible, hurtful, mean things about him during this time where his friends and family are in mourning over his passing. And, if you didn't like him, that's fine. Not everyone liked him or had to like him, but I would at least hope they would be respectful during this very sad time while his family is in mourning, as he did leave behind a wife in Jenna, who I have seen in a lot of videos that he was in. He was, of course, a longtime member of the co-optional group featuring Jesse Cox and Dodger, all three of which I've been a fan of for a long time. And, you know, as someone who's been making videos over the past, 4 or 5 years now, you know, he had some influence on me, and I was quite a fan of his. He had a strong presence in various different games and companies, one of which is the game you see on your screen right now, StarCraft. He was one of the more well-known proponents and supporters of StarCraft for a very long time. So much so that Blizzard wanted to, I guess, thank him in this regard by making a voice pack, an announcer pack, where you could be able to have him be able to, and there he is, his picture here. Before it was just a like a little icon, a faceless icon, but they went ahead and put his picture here, where you can be able to have him critique your play in StarCraft. Oh, hold on. I turned this down. Let me turn it back up so you guys can hear him.
Upgrade complete. You're flat broke, mate. Get some more minerals.
Yeah, so he came from, if you can't tell by the accent, he came from England to America, and he also leaves behind a son, Orion, who I heard them name in some of their videos. So this is going to be sort of my own tribute to him, since he was such a well-known presence in StarCraft and in the StarCraft community. Uh, you know, I'm going to be playing a game in co-op with his announcer pack. Just, I'm not going to be playing obviously as good as him or anything like that. I'm going to be playing on my own, little regular level that I usually always play on. From what I understand, I think his favorite race to play was Terran. I hope I have that correct. And if that is true, then I am going to be playing as one of the Terran co-op commanders, and I am going to go ahead and play as Swan with the TotalBiscuit announcer pack. I know it's not really a big thing, but it's my own, I guess, little personal tribute to him in his passing. Plus, I also want to point out how admirable it was to see him have his really long fight against cancer. And gosh, I really hope that in my lifetime I'm able to see someone find a cure for that. It just feels like the YouTube and gaming world is a lot less fun and much sadder place now that he's no longer with us. So, looks like, oh, this is perfect. We're going to get teamed up with a Rainer, so we're going to have full-on Terran here for the Missed Opportunities map, which is a pretty, I guess, okay map for Swan, since the laser can be able to have a lot of reach over the map. So, of course, I'm not making this to show off or, play any kind of high skill level of StarCraft. I'm a terrible StarCraft player, which is why I just play casually and normal in only the campaigns as well as the co-op missions. I never touch the multiplayer because I know I don't belong anywhere near the multiplayer. I just play for fun. I don't play for competition or to test my APM. I don't care about what my APM is. I just play because I enjoy it. Gosh, there's so many things, so many different things that run through my mind of the various different videos and video series that I've seen with him as well as some of the others. I mean, one of my absolute favorites series of videos that I've ever seen with him featured was the video series he did with Jesse Cox, where they took a look at the game Terraria. It's a very well-known series that a lot of people always kept bringing up, and by the time they were done with that series, TotalBiscuit did not necessarily want to really look back fondly on that series. He thought it was some of the worst work he had ever been a part of, but many of us kept telling him, reminding him that whether or not he looked back fondly on it, we did as the viewers and the fans, because really the heart of that series was the commentary that he and Jesse had throughout that series and all the incredible amount of laughs that they brought us. It's a series I've gone back to a number of times just because I'll have it playing in the background while I'm playing or doing something else, and I'm not even necessarily watching what they're doing on the screen. I'm just listening, because that was really the fun of those videos, was just listening to those two go back and forth, just because it was so great. Oh my goodness. We are not off to a good start here. Alright, so the guy I was going to play with left, so that's not great. That's not a good start here. Well, I guess we'll just queue up for another game. Hopefully get someone else here. But that's a series I very fondly think back on. Just the constant back and forth where Jesse would try and get him to say or do funny things, get him to laugh, and he was always kind of the counter or opposite of Jesse, where Jesse was very silly, just trying to do nonsensical, silly crazy things, and TotalBiscuit was just like, just no, 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 no. So, I'm not gonna necessarily try to imitate how he spoke or his accent all that well, because even though at times like I would pick up on certain things, like how he would say, instead of years, he would say years, you know. But there were times where Jesse and Dodger would do their funny own British accent, and he would just be like, "Don't ever do that again," you know. It was always funny at times how they just had this great chemistry, and that's one of the things I enjoyed about that group, and why I grew so fond of watching their content over the years. You know, I actually got to meet Jesse at this past year's BlizzCon. Sadly, I never had the pleasure of actually running into and meeting TotalBiscuit. I would have loved to, though. Just all three of them, just to tell them how big of a fan I was of their work and their content, and how much smiles and joy they brought to many of us over the years through their work. Alright, so this time we're going to be playing on the first Ascendant map.
I have been challenged to Rakshir by a faction of Tal'Darim, who foolishly remain loyal to Amon. The Dark God bolsters their champion's strength. Send both of your armies to my side to bolster mine. I will emerge victorious.
What is going on? So the previous guy leaves, and then this time the game lags so bad it's now trying to reconnect me. I don't seem to be having any connection issues, though the menu thing is not there at the moment. I don't know why. Yeah, it says my signal is very good, so I don't know why I'm having such connection issues right now. Very strange. Anyway, there was also a lot of different aspects of his... let me turn this down a bit. I don't want to turn it too down, or too far down, because I want to hear him like say something like, "You have to make more supply depots." I'm actually tempted to write in chat to this, who I'm playing with, in memory of TotalBiscuit, but I don't know if this is someone who actually likes TotalBiscuit, doesn't like TotalBiscuit, or has never heard of him, so... There we go. There he goes. Build more supply depots. I'm building a tech reactor, which I'm sure he would be like, what are you doing?
The add-on is finished, so
it's like no one builds tech labs. Yeah, see? I guess I should, Can I turn the announcer volume up? Because I just want him to be loud. Let's turn those down. And if I turn it up, let's see if I can just hear him.
Yeah. Roger. Additional supply depots required.
There we go.
Oh, just peachy. Got a wave of enemies gunning for us. I'm going. Will do.
All right.
Bad news?
Combat drop.
So I think what else I was gonna say. Oh my goodness. Well,
Great.
got my
laser drills online.
combat drop here. Get them going. Let's see here. Get those harvesters going.
SCV ready.
Need some more SCVs.
It's the fight you've all been waiting for.
So at least when we use this pack, we'll be able to still hear his voice. Because I'm gonna miss hearing that British voice. When it came to,
You're engaging the opponent.
you know, like one of my favorite series, probably the series he became most well known for was the his WTF series, where it would be WTF is, and it'd be the title of whatever game he was taking a look at, and basically giving it a review, mainly on what kind of port it was, because he was, of course, a big proponent of PC. He was a PC guy.
Both of your armies must stand near me to offer their support.
He had a really, I think he said it was like a $7,000 tower. So if there was something, a game that was like a weak or strong PC port, he would always do things like take a look at the options menu, see how many different customization options that you could add for the game, since it was on PC. He wouldn't necessarily give review scores or anything, because he didn't necessarily like that or kind of believe in that. He just kind of like would look at various aspects and decide whether or not he liked it, because he mainly didn't do reviews, he just did first impressions. So he would just take a look at that, do his first impression, and then make that video to let you know whether or not he thought it was good, decent, worth your money or not. So he, you know, if something he thought was not worth your money, he would make that clear, so that way he would try and help you avoid making bad purchase or wasting your money or giving money to a studio that he thought was just trying to rob you or didn't deserve it. So that was something I always appreciated, that he was always trying to look out for, you know, the common gamer who perhaps was not very well informed, and he would try and help with that. If there was a indie developer that he thought deserved more support, he would be a big proponent for that as well.
Slay them so they cannot support their champion.
Your allies' base is under attack. Get over there.
How does that always happen?
Gotcha.
She even said, "Get over there."
It's your dime.
Your ally is being attacked.
All right.
Our allies'
Let's
base is
start
being
working on some
remodeled
units.
by the enemy.
All right.
Research complete.
Combat drop ready.
I'm sure some of you are watching this right now just lose your mind on how I'm playing with my APM and such, but first off, I have my mind thinking about other things I wanted to say. Second off, I've never really, you know, cared that much. Let's see if I can illuminate the pathway. There we go. Alright. Bunch of turrets up.
Thor is here.
Didn't set the blaster abilities up yet, though.
Uh-huh. Hellbat coming through.
Alright.
We hear you.
These
Upgrade
hybrids
complete.
possess immense psionic power. Destroy them, or that power will belong to their champion.
Raise some hell.
Do combat drop right on top of them.
Sending drop pods now. I got something I think you'll like inside. In motion.
There we go. Uh-oh.
Rate the waiting orders.
Keep experiencing some strange lag. I wonder if a lot of people are playing this today just in memory of him. It wouldn't surprise me.
The elementals of Slain may interfere with Rakshir if they wander too close to us. Slaughter them if possible.
Oh, oh, my teammate got those so quick, because it looks like he's just doing
Slay the last one when
an
you
army
have
of
the
those
chance.
units. What are they called? Tempests? Yeah, that's right. I think that's what they call them.
Our ally allies are getting into trouble again.
They're just some of those lines I just love. Our allies are getting into trouble again.
Standing by.
You just upgraded your units. Maybe keep doing that.
Attack formation.
Insufficient.
Oh, TB, I'm gonna miss you.
I did not call upon you.
I just realized I should probably
The
get
psionic
these over
support
here,
from
because
your
that
armies
is
the
really
key to my
close
victory.
to us actually
Move them
losing.
near me now.
Yep.
Go ahead, command.
Let's do that.
Our upgrade's done. They could use a hand.
Concentrated beam online.
Alright, so I'm gonna put my guys right here.
Hellbat coming through.
Upgrade complete.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Alright. So my
Your
teammate
allies
is
are
out just
having
kind
all
of
the fun over there.
trying to wreck the battlefield. Let me go ahead and try and get this expansion going. Probably gonna need to make some more supply depots.
SCV ready. Goliath online. You're the boss.
My liege, the coffers lack minerals.
SCV ready. Overtime.
Upgrade complete.
SCV.
Our allies look like they could use a hand.
He's fine.
SCV ready.
There we go. Put those harvesters there. Give
Combat
us
drop
both plenty of
ready.
Vespene gas.
What do you lack in minerals? Upgrade's done. Make up for it, charm.
Go ahead.
What you lack in minerals, you make up for in charm.
Bad news.
I just love some of these lines he did for this.
Upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
A group of enemies seeks to support Amon's champion. Do not allow that to happen.
Our adversaries intend to eliminate us. Templar, greet them in kind.
Open into position.
If I recall, I think he also was not too fond of Protoss players.
Oh, I'll get there.
Upgrade's
But
done.
that could just be
En route.
like a rumor I heard. Maybe not Protoss players, but the idea that the Protoss faction was a little overpowered.
Nothing will stop me.
Your ally is being attacked.
Here we go. Calling down the drop bombs. You got coordinates or we're
Concentrated beam.
Psionic support from the hybrids turns the tide in Amon's favor. Put an end to it now!
This ought to be good.
See, I love that my drill can just be able to handle that even if we don't have any units there.
Our allies are getting into trouble again. Your research is done. Don't forget the rest of it.
Nothing will stop me.
Huh.
Upgrade's done.
See here.
SCV ready.
Try and get some other upgrades going. Upgrades,
I
upgrades,
hate these
upgrades.
detestable elementals. Eliminate them if you have the strength to spare.
SCV ready.
Yeah, my teammates got that.
Show me who you want to die.
One day I will render those elementals extinct. But for now, let us focus our efforts on the task at hand.
Okay, let's see.
Your allies are having all the fun over there. You just upgraded your units. Maybe keep doing that.
SCV ready.
Uh,
Roger. Will do. SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
Yep. Move it.
Your allies are having all the fun over there.
You must send your armies to support me so I
hey,
can
I'm trying to
decimate this rebellion.
make sure that we have we don't have this pushed back. Look at him just going out and wrecking the entire map with a bunch of Tempests.
Your ally is being attacked. Your units are augmented.
Alright, let's try and get some more wraiths in here.
My lead. Upgrade's done.
Lacking in minerals at the moment.
Your units are augmented. Our allies are getting into trouble
Look for some
again.
minerals.
In gear. Adjusting for new coordinates.
Concentrated beam online.
SCV ready. Rate the wheel. SCV
Our allies look like they could use a hand.
adjusting for new coordinates.
Upgrade complete.
Cyclone receiving. SCV ready. Whoa, they're all over me.
Okay.
Upgrade's done.
Amon's hybrids are greatly enhancing his champion's strength. They must be eliminated immediately.
Got it. Calling down a special delivery now.
Activating emergency shields.
There we go. Very nice. Alright. Lower those so he doesn't get trapped.
You got coordinates or what?
So this may end pretty quickly here. So all the other upgrades are pretty much done. Drill is good. Just have these upgrades left to do.
Cyclone receiving.
An enemy base stands in the way of my victory. Tear it down and grind the rubble into dust.
Pretty sure we already took care of that.
Upgrade complete.
Oblivion awaits Amon's minions. Maintain your psionic support, and I shall deliver them unto hybrids. I cannot stand against them for long. Kill them before I am overwhelmed.
Upgrade's done.
Comms open. Adjusting for new coordinates.
Concentrated beam ready.
Show me who you want to die. Nothing'll stop me.
Alright. GG.
And so ends Rakshir. What a pathetic display. When the day comes, I hope Alarak proves to be a more fitting challenge.
Doesn't say anything at the end there. There's another voice pack with the StarCraft announcers where they yell out GG, but that's not exactly, something that TV would do or fit in there, where he would yell that out. More like critique, like, well, this is what you need to improve on. But that's just my own little unique way that I want to, I guess, pay tribute. Getting to hear the announcer pack, which you can be able to get for, I think, $5 in the collection there. it's just real sad that one of the more influential YouTubers we've had for this past, I guess, decade now, that some of us have been doing this. Not myself necessarily, but there are some others I know that have been doing this, and I don't think he was one of them, but he was one of the more well-known and influential we've ever had, where a lot of people in the gaming industry knew him and knew of him, and, you know, a lot of people did take his critique pretty seriously. And regardless of whether or not you liked him or didn't like him, I pretty sure a lot of people respect him. I have seen, I think some people say they may not have liked him, but they did respect him, and they were being respectful during this time. So my prayers are with his wife and the rest of his family during this sad time. We're gonna miss you, TotalBiscuit. So I'll see you guys next time.